your infinite worth, awakening to your true power. The key to transformation lies within. Every one of us carries a spark of the infinite, a quiet, unshakable power to shape our lives, to mold the raw clay of existence into forms of our choosing. The world we experience isn't a distant stage, separate and aloof, but a living extension of what we hold in our consciousness, a canvas painted with the colors of our thoughts, beliefs, and dreams. The circumstances that greet us each day, whether they brim with abundance or ache with lack, are not random gifts or curses dropped by fate's hand. They're the fruit of our internal state, the harvest of what we've sown within. The journey of self-discovery is the slow unveiling of this truth, a peeling back of layers until we stand face to face with a revelation that changes everything. Your consciousness is the cause of all you see, feel, and live. It's not the world shaping you, it's you shaping the world, moment by moment, breath by breath. Our mind, our awareness, our beliefs, these are the true reality, the unseen currents that ripple outward to form the scene. Everything around us, from the laughter in a room to the silence of an empty street, is a manifestation of how we perceive and respond to life, a reflection cast by the light of our inner being. Ancient wisdom whispers this secret across the ages, a thread woven through time. The substance of all existence is one, a single energy, a boundless consciousness that flows through every leaf, every star, every heartbeat. By understanding this, by grasping that we're not separate from this force but part of its eternal dance, we unlock the power to transform our world, not by chasing the external, but by tending the internal, the root from which all else grows. The power of consciousness, the root of all creation. At its core, the universe is energy, a vast, shimmering sea of potential, a substance that shifts and shapes itself into countless forms. What we see as separate tables, trees, mountains, faces are not distinct at all, but different expressions of this one energy, rearranged in intricate patterns, like notes in a symphony. When we truly understand this, when we feel it in our bones, we begin to see the immense power we wield to craft our lives. Our consciousness isn't a passive observer, a quiet guest watching the world unfold. It's an active creator, the brush that paints reality with every stroke of thought. It's the spark that turns the invisible into the tangible, the dream into the dawn. Take how we define ourselves, a simple act with a seismic weight. If we say, "I am poor," we don't just speak words. We embrace a state, wrapping ourselves in its cloak, aligning our mind with its frequency until lack becomes our truth. But if we declare, "I am wealthy," with the same conviction, we step into a different stream, attuning ourselves to abundance, drawing it near with the gravity of belief. The thoughts and beliefs we welcome into our consciousness don't just sit there. They build our world, brick by brick, shaping the contours of our days. This is the profound truth that rewrites the script. What you hold in your mind, you hold in your life. The importance of self-awareness, observe and shift your state, to change your life, to bend its arc toward light, you must first peer into the mirror of your consciousness and understand the state you dwell in. A state is the sum of what you believe, what you accept as true, what you consent to being real. A quiet constellation of thoughts and feelings that defines your now. If you want the outer world to shift, new doors to open, new winds to blow, you begin by observing your inner world, the silent currents of your thoughts, reactions, and beliefs. It's a gentle excavation. Sit with yourself. Reflect on how you meet life's waves. Are your responses laced with frustration, a clenched fist against the tide? Do you sink into self-pity, a heavy stone pulling you under? These are lanterns illuminating the level of awareness you're living from. But here's the gift. You can change it by shifting your thoughts, by choosing new responses. You lift your awareness to a higher plane, a brighter vantage point where possibilities bloom. If frustration flares, breathe and replace it with curiosity. What can this teach me? If self-pity whispers, counter it with gratitude. What do I still have? This isn't about perfection. It's about direction, a gradual climb from shadow to sun. Your reactions are a mirror, reflecting your state. Watch them, learn from them, shift them, and your world will follow, rising to meet the new you you've dared to become. Changing your world from within. You don't need to chase the world beyond your skin to change your circumstances. The only shift required is internal, a turning of the heart and mind. If your current reality feels heavy, a job that drains, a silence that stings, don't fight the surface, probe the depths. What are you consenting to in your consciousness? Are you letting negative thoughts, self-doubt's quiet hiss, inadequacies, cold grip, dominate the stage, directing the play of your days to craft a better reality? Step into a different state, a new skin. Refuse to dance with negativity. Turn away from its tune and align your thoughts with what you truly desire. Peace that steadies, love that warms, abundance that flows. Every unlovely thought is a thread binding you to a lower state, a weight you don't have to carry. By rejecting them, not with force, but with resolve, you free yourself from their pull, loosening their hold until they drift away like leaves on a stream. This isn't about ignoring life's grit. It's about choosing its gold, focusing on the states that lift you rather than the ones that drag you down. The power lies within, not in the world's hands, but in yours, a quiet sovereignty waiting to be claimed. The magnetism of your mind, how thoughts shape reality. Think of your mind as a magnet, alive with unseen energy, drawing to you what aligns with its charge. Just as a magnet pulls metal close because its electrons hum in unison, your consciousness attracts experiences that match the rhythm of your predominant thoughts. If your mind is a storm of scattered doubts, fears clashing, worries spinning, you're like a demagnetized shard, repelling the very things you long for. But when your thoughts align, when they focus on your desires with steady intent, success, peace, connection, you become a beacon, pulling those experiences near with the quiet force of a tuned signal. This is the power of focused intention, a law as real as the Earth's pull. When you direct your mind toward fulfillment, picturing it, feeling it, believing it, you align your life with its frequency, a current that flows toward what you've claimed. Your thoughts don't just sit in silence. They ripple outward, shaping reality like a magnet shapes filings into patterns. Dwell on lack, and lack finds you. Dwell on plenty, and plenty arrives. It's not chance, it's choice. A magnetic dance between your inner state and the world beyond. Self-observation, the path to awareness and change. One of the mightiest tools you can wield is self-observation, a gentle, unflinching gaze turned inward. By watching your reactions to life, the flare of anger, the sigh of joy, you uncover the unconscious patterns stitching your world together, threads you didn't even know were there. This isn't about judgment, a harsh voice scolding your flaws. It's about witnessing, a quiet presence, noting what rises without attachment. As you observe, you awaken to a higher state, a perch above the fray where clarity reigns. You see that the judgments you cast on others, their failings, their gifts, often mirror parts of yourself you've yet to face, shadows or strengths waiting for your embrace. This realization is a key unlocking forgiveness, not just for them, but for you, a softening that heals old wounds. Self-observation doesn't demand perfection. It offers perspective, a space to shift from reaction to response, from drift to direction. The more you watch, the more you understand. Your world isn't fixed, it's fluid, bending to the state you choose. This is the path to change, a quiet awakening to the power you've always held. Light, the manifestation of your awareness. Ancient teachings sing a timeless refrain. All things are made manifest by light, a word that here means awareness, the radiant pulse of consciousness. When you consent to a thought or belief, when you say yes to it in your heart, it steps into the light, taking shape in your life, like a shadow cast by a flame. The moment you become aware of something, truly see it as yours, it begins to form a dream, a fear, a hope, molded by the glow of your attention. Life is a ceaseless act of becoming, a dance of light and shadow where what you focus on grows. Change your awareness, shift it from lack to plenty, from doubt to trust, and your world shifts too, a reflection of the light you've turned on within. This isn't metaphor, it's mechanics, a law of creation as steady as breath. Everything you manifest, every joy, every struggle, is the child of your consciousness, born from what you've let shine. Hold the light steady, direct it with care, and watch what emerges from the dark. Your awareness isn't a bystander, it's the maker, the source, the spark that turns the unseen into the seen, living in harmony. The shift from mud to sky. If you're mired in the mud, self-pity's heavy pull, criticism's sharp thorns, negativity's cold grip, your world will wear that weight, a muddy echo of a muddy mind. but you hold the power to choose a higher path, to climb from the mire to the sky. Rearrange your thoughts, trade complaint for wonder, blame for grace, and shift your focus toward love that binds, peace that stills, harmony that sings. This elevation isn't escape, it's evolution, a lifting of your spirit that reshapes what you manifest. The world doesn't hold you down, your state does. Rise, and it rises with you. Self-observation reveals the deceits you've clung to, the stories of not enough or too late you've told yourself. Facing them stings at first, a shock of clarity that pierces the fog, but it's the dawn of growth. Let the light of awareness shine, unflinching and kind, and you'll see who you really are. Not the mud, but the sky. Not the limit, but the limitless. This is the shift from surviving to thriving. A harmony born within that ripples outward, tuning your life to a higher note. The only cause, your consciousness. There is only one cause for everything you taste, touch, live, and that is your consciousness, the quiet sovereign of your world. Stop handing power to external shadows, people, places, twists of chance, and reclaim it as your own. Every circumstance, from the smallest slight to the grandest gift, is a reflection of your current state of awareness, a mirror held up to your soul. Change your thoughts, rewrite your beliefs, and the world bends to match. A ripple becoming a wave. This isn't wishful thinking, it's ownership, a stepping into the driver's seat of your life. The moment you see this, the chains fall. You're not at the mercy of the storm. You're the one steering through it, charting the course with every belief you hold. Your consciousness isn't a passive thread. It's the loom weaving the tapestry of your days. Shift it, and everything shifts. Simple, profound, yours. Breaking free, awakening to your true potential. Don't trudge through life, ankle deep in the mud of old beliefs, resentments that fester, reactions that bind. Your soul, your true essence, is the sum of what you consent to, a vast canvas waiting for your brush. The more you change your consciousness, lifting it from fear to faith, from smallness to grandeur, the more your world transforms. A butterfly breaking free from its cocoon. You're not bound by the circumstances staring back at you. You're their creator, their master, their muse. Begin now. Shift your thoughts to beauty. Embrace the infinite within. Live from a place of love and peace that nothing can shake. This inner shift isn't a detour. It's the highway to a life of fulfillment and abundance. A path you pave with every step. Your potential isn't a distant star. It's here, humming in your chest, waiting for you to say yes. Break free, awaken, and watch the world rise. To meet the you you've always been. Your infinite worth is unfolding. You're worth more than you've dared to dream. A treasure beyond measure. A universe within a single soul. The world you live in is the child of your consciousness, born from the light you shine. By raising your awareness, rewriting your beliefs, observing your reactions with a gentle eye, you hold the power to transform everything, every corner, every shadow, every dawn. Your infinite worth isn't a prize to chase, it's a truth to claim, a birthright unfolding with every breath. Trust in this power, this quiet might that pulses through you. Step into the life you were meant to live, not tomorrow, but now, with the courage to see your worth and the daring to let it bloom. You're not just awakening, you're igniting a flame that lights the way for all you'll become.